Hello everyone. So today we are going to solve this question, that is to merge two sorted lists. So we have been given two linked lists that are in sorted order, and we have to return a single linked list that contains both the elements of both the linked list that are given. So what we can do is we can use two methods, that are recursion and iteration. So recursion in recursion the methods will be like calling itself, and in iteration we can iterate through all the nodes of L1 and L2 and then add them to a new linked list, like based on the value. So first of all we can use recursion. So in recursion what we will do is, if the first node is null, then we will return the second node, and if the second node is null, then we will return the first node. So this is the base case. So now the both the nodes are not null, so now we can compare the values. So if L1 dot val is less than equal to L2 dot val, so we will move L1, and L1 dot next will become, we will call this function on L1 dot next and L2, and then we will return L1. Now we will do the same thing for L2. So L2 dot next will be L1 and L2 dot next, and then we will return L2. Okay, so now we can run this code. And submit this one. Okay, so now for the time and space complexity, the time complexity here will be linear because we are checking the nodes only once, and the space complexity will be equal to the depth of this recursive approach. Okay, so that was the first method. Now we can use the iterative method to solve this question. So in the iterative method what we can do is we can start with a node, that is the final node, that will be the final node, as a new node, and we will start from a 0 value, and then we can return the next value from this node, that will be the required answer. And we can create a temporary variable as res, so this will be storing the nodes at every point so that we can add them in our final node. This will initialize with the final node. Now we will iterate for all the not null values of L1 and L2. So while L1 is not equal to null and L2 is not equal to null, so this means that both of them are having some values. So we will compare the values. So if L1 dot val is less than equal to L2 dot val, so we will update the values as res will be equal to L1. So this will be res dot next, and now L1 will be incremented. So L1 dot next, so we will move one node away, like one node after one node, and res will also move to the next node, and we will do the same thing for the other condition. So in this the L1 will be replaced by L2, and this while loop will break when any one of the L1 or L2 is null. So if L1 is null, this means that the remaining values are stored in L2. Res.next will become L2, and that is the else condition. So res.next will be L1, and finally we will return the next value from final node. So now we can run this one. So it will be a list node. Now we can submit this one. Okay, so for this one, if we see the time and space complexity for this algorithm, so the time will be linear because we are iterating through all the numbers only once, and the space will be constant because we are not storing any array or any linear space variable. We are just storing a constant number or constant node, so this will take linear constant space. So if we work out any example according to this algorithm, for example we can take the given example. So if L1 is this one and L2 is this, so we will start from a new node, that is final node. So this will be 0, and the result, that is the temporary variable, temporary node, will be starting from the final node. So now we will check if the L1 dot value is less than equal to L2 dot value. So that is 1 is less than equal to 1, so this is true. So res dot next will be 1, and L1 will now become 2 and 4, and L2 will be 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4. So if res dot next is equal to 1, that means fn dot next is equal to 1. So this means that fn, that is final node, will be 0 and then 1. Now we will check this L1 dot val and L2 dot val. So in this L2 dot val is less than L1, so res dot next is 1. So this means that fn will be 0, 1 and then 1. L1 will be 2 and 4, and L2 will be 3 and 4. Now for the next iteration we will compare this 2 and 3. So the res dot next will be 2 because that is smaller. So this fn will become 0, 1, 1 and then 2, and L1 will be 4 and L2 will be 3 and 4. Now for the next iteration, res dot next will be 3 because if we compare the current values of L1 and L2, so this is 3, so this will become 3. Now fn will be 0, 1, 1 and then 2 and then 3 will be added here. L1 will become 4, L1 was still 4, and L2 will become 4. Now we will again check for the next value. So that is res.next will become 4 now, because if we compare the L1 and value and L2 value, so this is 4, so Fn will be equal to this one, and then we will add 4 here, and L1 will now become null and L2 will be 4. Now since L1 is null, we will break out of this while loop. Now here we will check if L1 is equal to null or L2 is equal to null. Since here L1 is equal to null, so res.next will be L2. So this means that L2 will be added after Fn. So now here Fn is this one and L2 is 4. So this 4 will be added after this Fn. So the final answer will be, so this is Fn, and we will remove this first 0. So this is Fn dot next. So this is the required answer, and this is how we can solve this question. So thank you for watching this video, and do like, comment, share and subscribe the channel if you like the video. The code will be given on my GitHub page, and the link for that will be given in the description, so you can check that out. And thank you for watching the video.